This is a fourth stimulus check and stimulus program update. More pressure is building up for a fourth stimulus check. Nancy Pelosi said more help is needed, and others are saying we need at least one more check. So far, there's 74 lawmakers on board with a fourth stimulus check. I'll give you the details and updates there. Senate Democrats are proposing a new unemployment program that would give a permanent unemployment boost that could pay an additional $1,000 per month. Mitt Romney is proposing a new federal minimum wage raise. I'll let you know how much it is. I'll give you the latest update on the $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a great day so far. If you appreciate these straight to the point updates, then hit the like button down below. So yesterday was such a beautiful day. I went to the beach with my daughter Kalea. We ate some oranges. She had a great time. She loves going to the beach. It was just some daddy-daughter time. I hope you're gonna have a great weekend. Let's get into it. So the New Hampshire governor will let the mask mandate expire on Friday, today. So in New Hampshire, you're not required to wear a mask anymore. Another state doing this is Idaho. So Idaho House passes a bill banning the government face mask mandates. Let me know down in the comments below if your state bans the mask mandate or lets it expire. Will you continue to wear masks or not wear masks? Let me know down in the comments below. Mask on, mask off. I'm really curious what you think. First, let's talk about the fourth stimulus check. So Democrats put pressure on President Biden for more stimulus checks, and both fourth stimulus check programs are recurring payments. So there's more pressure building up. It's only on the Democrat side. So far, there are no Republicans in support of a fourth stimulus check, and others are saying we need at least one more check, and there's more and more case for the fourth stimulus check. Even Nancy Pelosi tweeted out yesterday saying if news that 67% of recipients are spending the COVID relief money that reached their pockets on food, bills, and other necessities is actual news to you, you haven't paid attention to the suffering of the American people this year. Hashtag help is here. So she's referring to this article right here saying, how are stimulus checks being spent? 2/3 of recipients say they use them for groceries, monthly bills, and saying that for all the talk of revenge spending and pent-up demand for travel, just 13% of stimulus check recipients plan to spend the money on discretionary activities or non-essential items, saying that most of the people are paying for groceries, bills, basically just to survive. Let me know down in the comments below, with your third stimulus check that you just got or about to get, is that going towards bills or is it going towards travel and luxury items? I'm sure it's probably going towards necessities, but let me know down in the comments below. There's more and more evidence and pressure building up for a fourth stimulus check, basically saying that as soon as the money came in before, the faster it came out due to bills and debt. But let me know down in the comments below what you think about that. So far, in terms of support for a fourth stimulus check, there are 21 Senate Democrats on board with that. Overall, there are over 70 lawmakers, but it's actually 74 so far. There's 52 in the House, or 53, and then there are 21 in the Senate. So they're trying to get this fourth stimulus check in the infrastructure package. I'm going to go more in detail of the infrastructure package. So far, just the first part of the infrastructure package was released. There is a second part which is going to have more stimulus programs that could benefit more people. For example, the other stimulus programs are going to be a $15,000 first-time home buyer tax credit. Also, we have some other programs that were promised, such as forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person in federal student loans. Could be as high as $50,000. I'm going to give you more news on that later on. Also, the increase in monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month, as well as a few other programs that were promised. So I'm not just covering the fourth stimulus check, I'm covering these other stimulus programs that could help you save money, put money in your bank account. Subscribe to the channel if you want more details and updates on these other stimulus programs that could help you out. So subscribe if that type of information interests you. Another stimulus program that Senate Democrats want is to replace most of your lost paycheck with a permanently boosted unemployment benefit. So this is just a proposal at the moment, but what they want is a plan to boost unemployment benefits permanently. So this will aim to replace 75% of a worker's lost paycheck, and then also give $250 weekly benefits for gig workers who don't qualify for regular unemployment. So for those gig workers, that could be up to $1,000 per month. That money wasn't even coming before with the current unemployment program. I'll give you more details on this unemployment program as it comes out, but so far this is just a proposal. It could be in the infrastructure plan. Next, I'm going to go over the infrastructure plan because a lot of these stimulus programs could be in this upcoming infrastructure plan. At least that's what the Democrats want. So far, the Democrats want to work with Republicans. Republicans aren't having it. I'm going to give you the latest feedback from Republicans, but it could pass as reconciliation, and if so, a lot of these stimulus programs can pass as well. So the efforts to work with Republicans are not happening so far. Republicans are saying that the infrastructure plan is way too big, and Republicans are having their own counter offers. So I mentioned yesterday that it was $650 billion with the Republican plan, but so far it looks we're getting different numbers from different people. It could be anywhere between $600 billion and $800 billion. Here is the latest criticism from Senator Barrasso, Republican Senator Barrasso, talking about the current infrastructure plan.
And my concern, of course, is that the president's approach to this has really been my way or the highway. And if that's an option people have, I think most Americans would choose the highway. I certainly would. And we talk about roads, bridges. That's what people think of as infrastructure. It helps them get to school, get to work, get home again. But what we've had proposed by the White House is what I believe is a slush fund for liberal spending. And if you take a look at the red box here, that's the amount, $2.7 trillion they're proposing, and you have only $115 billion for roads and bridges. Roads and bridges, a very small portion of this entire amount of Democrat spending on what they're calling infrastructure. So we know what Americans want. They want safe roads. They don't want traffic jams. That's why roads and bridges are what people think about when they talk about infrastructure. But that's not what the president is talking about. He's talking about something the American people aren't talking about. He's putting more money into electric vehicles. You take a look at how much money is set for electric vehicles, $174 billion for electric vehicles. There's more money for electric vehicles in what he's proposing than there is for roads, bridges, highways, ports, airports, and waterways combined. That's what the Democrats are proposing. They really want to do away with the internal combustion engine. That's their goal. The good jobs that are related to those things, they're trying to give Americans less choice. The other thing that electric vehicles do not do is they don't pay into the highway trust fund. People say, well, raise the gas tax to pay for this thing. Electric vehicles don't pay any of that. They don't pay for the wear and tear that they do on the roads. Electric vehicles, for the most part, are bought by people that are wealthier. They are more expensive vehicles. That's the direction of this administration. American people will know what they want, and if the president wants to work on that, we're all ready to work with him on what we believe is true infrastructure, needed infrastructure for the nation.
Let me know what you think about what Senator Barrasso said. He does bring up a good point, because if we look at the infrastructure bill right here, he mentions that only 6% is towards real infrastructure. So this is the layout right here. You could pause the screen if you want to see all of where the money is going to. But if we look here, highways, bridges, and roads accounts for $115 billion, and that is 6% of $2.2 trillion, or around that. So basically, he's saying that. But on another side of this, the Republicans did say they want to include clean drinking water and broadband. But to be fair, this infrastructure plan does have a lot of non-related infrastructure. So if we look down here, there's $580 billion going for research and development, $400 billion going towards helping out community-based care for elderly and disabled people. Not to say that those aren't bad programs, but to call this infrastructure, I could see the Republicans' point of view. It could just be another word for this to help American people, and then maybe it's an easier pill to swallow for the Republicans. Let me know what you think about that, and also about the electric vehicles. He's right about that, $174 billion for electric vehicles, and then you could see for airports, water transit, it's a lot less there. But I think what should happen is the Democrats should just work with Republicans, pass a sole infrastructure plan. This way, Republicans, Democrats could have a win in saying that they worked together on something, they passed it, and then if the Democrats want, they could just pass the rest of this stuff through reconciliation, which is most likely what's going to happen anyway. Also, Joe Manchin, the way he responds to this is saying that he balked at the smaller infrastructure plan given by the Republicans, and saying that he would back a $4 trillion stimulus package or infrastructure plan as long as it's paid for, saying that it doesn't matter how much it is as long as it can be paid for. And at this moment, Democrats want this to be paid for by increasing the corporate tax rate as well as taxing the rich, saying that that could be enough to cover the $2.2 trillion and also the second part of the infrastructure package, which is going to be the American Family Plan, and cover that part as well. Moving on to student loan forgiveness. So there's more and more of a case for $50,000 in student loan forgiveness. You don't really hear anything much about the $10,000 number anymore. Mainly it's just the $50,000, saying that it could cancel the debt of 84% of borrowers. So basically, if we look at this chart here, this shows that so far there are around 44 million people who have federal student loans. And if we look at the chart here, if $50,000 is forgiven, that could cover 36 million Americans who could then spend that money that they're paying every month on something else. But let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. You think it should be 10,000, 50,000? Either way, I don't think this is the solution to the problem. I think it's just a band-aid. I think colleges and universities are way overpriced, and colleges know that they could just take as many 18-year-olds, put them in college, charge as much as they want because they're student loans, and it doesn't really help out because a lot of kids going to college these days aren't getting a job right out of college. So is there still a point to college? I'm not saying that college is a bad thing. I went to college, I graduated with a bachelor's degree, but I'm just saying that the system is kind of broken and it needs to be fixed. I don't have a solution, but I just don't think the system is working at this time as it did maybe 20, 30 years ago. Moving on to minimum wage. So Mitt Romney and Kyrsten Sinema are teaming up for a proposal on raising the minimum wage federally. So we don't know the exact details yet, but Senator Joe Manchin told the Huffington Post, which first reported on the Romney-Sinema proposal, saying that he believed the bipartisan measure would raise the minimum wage to $11 per hour. So we're going to find out more details on this. He says he's working with a group of 20 centrist senators, and we're going to find out more information as it comes out. But $11 per hour will most likely be a 4-year plan until 2025, because that was what the original proposal was. I'll give you more details as that comes out. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. If you have any questions, type the word question and I'll answer it for you. Sorry if I'm speaking really fast. I think I hear my daughters in the background, so I just want to get through this as soon as possible. I stay at home with my daughters while my wife goes to work, so I get these videos done when they're sleeping. So anyways, Scott Summer asks, my wife is on SS and got her direct deposit. I have a job, did not, referring to the third stimulus check. We both didn't get the second stimulus check, but we haven't filed 2020 taxes yet. So I recommend filing the 2020 tax return and say that you didn't get the second stimulus check. I've noticed that with a lot of people. They actually got their third stimulus check, but not their second, which is strange. Also, do you believe Republicans will allow recurring check through reconciliation? Well, if it's done through reconciliation, Republicans don't have any choice. Reconciliation can be done without any Republican support. Next question comes from Ruby Edgington. We live in a home in a trailer park in Arizona. We are buying a newer fifth wheel or bumper hitch trailer to live in, approximately $20,000. Does this qualify for the home credit rebate thingy? So referring to the $15,000 home credit, I'm not sure because it's supposed to be a first-time home buyer credit. So if that's your first purchase, maybe if you're renting one, we don't have enough details on that, but I'll keep you updated. That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully cheer you up a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one thing that is really kind of good or kind of bad. I got injured on my arm. It's from a bug bite. It's really bad. Like, it just turned into an infection, so it's like really infected, so I had to put this on. Well, except that. And advice for a person who injured their arm, I would say it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just think about the good times and help it be better. Like if you got injured on your arm or your leg or something, or any of your limbs, it's okay. Just make it feel better. And that's all of the advice that I have for today. Bye.
And if you want to feel in a better mood and enjoy your weekend in a happy state, click this video over here. It's on my Wise Vibes channel telling you the different ways of how to get happy and stay happy. So click that video now and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.
That's so fun.